apologize for the delay. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We'll be underway in a few more minutes. Thank you.
Good morning from LAX. It's the Tuesday before the Thanksgiving holiday in the US. I'm flying American Airlines 2388 to Vegas. Join me on today's trip report and flight experience. It's not too busy yet, but American is already anticipating a full flight and offering me to check my bag for free and to give up my seat for a later flight, which I volunteered for. The flight is departing from Terminal 553A, so I'm going to have to walk over and do my security screening there. American Airlines 2388 is supposed to depart at 12:40, but is now delayed and departing at 1 p.m. American has a large presence here in Los Angeles. You would think, with all these planes and the presence of American Airlines here, if something did happen, AA would have some spare planes and working planes to get us to our destination. Unfortunately, we were in for a terrible surprise. Here comes our plane that will take us to Las Vegas. It's a 9-year-old Boeing 737-800, registered November 982 November. It first flew with American Airlines on November 18, 2015, and it arrived from Chicago O'Hare as American 2012, scheduled to land at 11:10 a.m., but was 12 minutes late arriving to the gate. American Airlines has 303 Boeing 737-800s in the fleet, 16 first-class seats, 24 main cabin plus seats, like extra legroom, and 132 economy class seats for a total of 172 seats on board. Here we are at gate 53A. Other than the supposed 20-minute delay, everything looks normal, and we would still get into Vegas around 2:30 this afternoon. I have no status with American Airlines, so listen to how they make their boarding announcements.
Attention please, other passengers going to Las Vegas.
Yeah. So
This is like, we call it is a quick turn. That means we are really hurry up and then board everyone, and then also we have to close the door. So this means we need your help, everyone, to make this the flight on time. I know it is a little bit of delay, but anyhow, we need your help. So it means right now, if you are in group 9, we must check your baggage. So once again, if you are in group 9 who has a roller bag, I want you to come to me and then make a line. So once again, if you are in group 9 who has a roller bag, I want you to come and see me right over here. I do need your help, please. Otherwise, this flight's gonna be delayed more, which is, we don't want that. Everyone, please help me. Once you come to me, I want you to give me your seat number and the last name to check your baggage. All the passengers in group 9, please make a one line here. We're gonna check your baggage. Thank you so much for your understanding. Appreciate it. Thank you.
It was fairly chaotic and disorganized. The announcements were not very clear which boarding group was up, and it seemed like they arbitrarily announced the next boarding group. To add to the confusion, the TV monitors showed groups like 6 or 7 when they haven't even announced group 5. But no one was too upset or tense, and it seems like they expected this. In any event, here we are on the plane. Everything seems normal again. Today I'm seated in 24F, a window seat on the right side of the plane. There are no seatbelt monitors, and you'll use your device to stream programming, which I'll explain more a bit later. And you saw a USB port on the right. Tray table is your standard size, and it pulls towards you if you want. The seat is a little bit tight, 31 inches of pitch, and seat width of 16.9 to 17.3 inches. I must have gotten a 17-inch seat because the seat width didn't feel too bad. There you can see a place where you can plug in your device if you don't want to use the USB port. No need to share, as each seat has a plug-in. And there is the holder for your personal device. And that's going to be my view for the supposed 41-minute flight. Always seated behind the wing, those of us in economy class.
Wheels or handles first, tilted up on their side. If your rollerboard's exceptionally large and you tilt it on its side, please double check that bin will still close. We need those bins to be able to close. Smaller bags like backpacks, purses, and briefcases fit underneath the seat in front of you. If you brought 2 items, 1 must go underneath the seat in front of you. Thank you very much for your speedy boarding.
Service over to Las Vegas. Just a 41-minute flight. We do expect some bumps out of here. It's getting windy in LA. We expect a bumpy ride on departure. So what I've asked our flight attendants to do is please to keep their seats for your safety and theirs. Unfortunately, on this short flight, they will probably be unable to get into the aisle and do a service. Rest assured, keep the seatbelt fastened. We'll get you to Vegas just quickly and safely as possible. We're also in the situation that we need to push back and be away from the gate in about 17 minutes, or your wonderful flight crew is going to be replaced with 2 pilots that are far less handsome and will take a lot longer to get here. So we run out of time if we're not in seats, seatbelts fastened, bags stowed, and door closed and push it back in 17 minutes. So we'd ask for your absolute best in getting seated, things stowed, and we can get on our way. Thanks for your cooperation and for joining us. Welcome aboard.
We haven't left quite yet, and I just heard the flight attendant announce to disarm the doors. Is our delay going to be extended? I think you know the answer, but why? I had an uneasy feeling that I haven't had before. Let's see what happens.
Way back out there on the way out to take a look at that tent. Not uncommon for this to happen to an aircraft, but it does need to be inspected to verify that it's safe for flight, which is an excellent find by the ground crew. Unfortunately, I know that I mentioned we might have a crew issue. We don't know how that will play out yet. For now, I'd like to have everyone remain seated in their seats, and we will keep you posted once maintenance gets here and takes a look at the aircraft. Thanks again for patience. We'll do everything we can to get you to Vegas again as quickly but as safely as possible. Thank you very much.
A few minutes after that announcement, the flight attendants said anyone connecting to Dallas or Charlotte should go talk to an agent. At that moment, I worried the flight would be canceled and my bag would be lost. The affected passengers collected their bags and left the plane. Soon after, we were told to disembark and we would be delayed. But for how long? They never really announced the flight was canceled and what would happen if the crew timed out, or if there was a replacement plane. We were just told to get off the plane and wait at the gate. Interestingly enough, the flight next to ours, going to Nashville, was also delayed. Not a good thing to happen during the busiest travel day of the year. The most interesting thing was that despite this being one of the busiest and most stressful travel days of the year, nobody was going crazy or yelling or anything like that about this delay or what was going to happen. I couldn't tell if this was resignation about what was happening or even what would happen to us or our flight. Now, once off the plane, we were then told we could get a meal voucher at Terminal 4, Gate 42, where customer service was. I later received an email with the voucher, so the walking was for naught. Anyway, here's the line where most of us would get rebooked or get a meal voucher. Thanks a lot, American Airlines. A $12 meal voucher for all that effort. Good luck finding anything substantial at an expensive airport like LAX. I ended up buying that sandwich and paid an additional $4.50, so the sandwich would have been about $17. But things would get better, right? Let's walk back to Terminal 5, and thankfully, those are all connected post-security. Here we are at Gate 53B, and lo and behold, we got a different plane to take us to Vegas. That Boeing 737-800, which is a slightly older plane, but it's in the One World special livery. That had to be a good thing, right? It had been about 2 hours since the plane had arrived from Texas, If there were any problems, they would be taken care of, right? Well, let's see. Well, it was just announced that the plane had flat tires, and not all the tires were replaced, so the flight would be delayed again. It's amazing the frustration wasn't too much. There was some grumbling, but there was nothing we could do. And my view of AA was sinking very fast as all the stories of broken planes and unreliable services started creeping into my mind again. Anyway, they announced it was a quick boarding again. And they made an announcement that we had 4.5 minutes to fully board the flight without taking another delay. And we knew that wasn't going to happen. I don't fly American too often, but they usually make these kinds of announcements because this was already the third or fourth time this was mentioned.
I apologize for the delay. They grabbed us off another flight and put us on with you guys. We've got an airplane that's been fixed. We're just waiting for the final T's and I's to be dotted, and then we'll be underway here. 41 minutes is a quick flight to Las Vegas. We'll be an altitude of 23,000 feet. I think the current weather in Vegas, west winds at about 15 miles an hour. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, temperature 70 degrees. Again, apologize for the delay. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We'll be underway in a few more minutes. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So once again, welcome aboard, and we'll try this one more time. This 2388 non-stop service to Las Vegas. Captain Gary and First Officer Brian are flying to Nevada this evening. Flight time will be 41 minutes. Right now is cloudy skies, temperature 69 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius. Please direct your attention to flight attendants who demonstrate safety features of our Boeing 737 aircraft.
Okay, we should be pushing back in a few minutes. It's almost 5:40 in the evening, which is a 5-hour delay for what should have been a 40-minute flight. If I had driven, I'd be in Vegas by now.
Thank you everybody for watching our safety demo. Masking is no longer placing. It is now optional. We do ask you to respect the choice to mask with your fellow passengers and crew members.
Oftentimes, when flying into Vegas, flights are held due to flow control. So we're waiting here a few more minutes. Unfortunately, I've experienced this many times, no matter the airline flying into Vegas. And finally, after a lengthy delay, we're finally taking off. So enjoy our takeoff out of LAX. Because this is now an evening flight, there isn't much scenery to show you. So here is a sample of the in-flight entertainment which you can stream on your mobile device. There are some movies and even a little bit of free TV which is available for you to see. Unfortunately, there are no snacks or beverages served on this flight. That would have been a nice gesture of appreciation for the lengthy delay American Airlines caused us. But unfortunately, most airlines I've flown are inconsistent with snacks and beverages between SoCal and Vegas. Southwest sometimes serves snacks and beverages, and United and Alaska offer water. Anyway, before we know it, we're finally approaching Las Vegas. So here it is. We're going to be landing very soon. And I won't be giving a commentary about the flight. I'll do that a little bit later on. Anyway, enjoy our landing into Las Vegas.
everybody a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you. Flight minutes verified as armed. Stand by for all call.
So I try to be as positive as I can be whenever I fly anywhere, and try to project a positive attitude, or at least point out but not overemphasize when something is not right. I guess the question I have is, how could an airline like American have multiple issues with multiple planes and not address them before a major travel holiday like this? They just sent out the flights to LAX, and unfortunately I was the one who felt the headache. It's amazing that an airport with as much service as LAX, that American doesn't have any spare or working aircraft. The way American does its boarding announcements and their rush to get everyone on board felt unnecessarily hectic and stressful. Even Southwest and its open seating policy is not that hectic and doesn't feel that disorganized. So why American would choose to keep our flight delayed rather than transfer us to other flights is another question I have. They got the Dallas and Charlotte passengers off the flight and onto other flights, so why couldn't they do that for us? However, I'm glad that they didn't do that to us because I feel like they would have lost my bag or left it at LAX. So after all of this mess, I'm quite hesitant to fly American. I hope if I have to fly with them again, it won't be during the holidays, or there won't be multiple issues like I experienced this day. If you have a different perspective on flying American, leave your comments below. Was it just a bad day for me, or is this unfortunately the way American Airlines operates? I'd be happy to hear your perspective, so share them below in the comment section. Anyway, have a great Christmas, New Year's, and happy holidays. See you next time. Bye.